What makes a therapist a good fit? Now, I want everyone in the world to know this thing about therapy that I don't think we talk about enough in the mental health world, and that everyone needs to know. And I say this as someone who's been a therapist for a minute and co-runs a counseling practice. The most important thing about your therapist isn't their degrees, it's not their years of experience, it's not even their specialty, though that does matter. It's not their great hair, or their clothes, or their goofy videos on social media, or not even how comfy their couch is. The most important thing is whether you and that person can actually build a real working relationship. In therapy, the relationship is the treatment. Now, I know that might not sound clinical enough for some of you. Maybe it even feels a little soft or hard to believe, especially if you're an insurance company. Just kidding. Not really, but that's another video. But here's the truth. There are decades of psychotherapy research behind this. The quality of the connection between you and your therapist, what researchers call the therapeutic alliance, predicts outcomes more consistently than any specific technique or method. And it keeps showing up in study after study on therapy. The relationship isn't just a nice bonus, it's the actual engine for the change. Hi, I'm Dan. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist with a PhD in couple and family therapy. Let's talk about what good fit with your therapist actually looks like and feels like, and how to recognize it when you have it. I want to give you 3 things to pay attention to. Think of this like a test drive with a car, because that's really what the first few sessions are. You're not committing to anything permanent. You're simply gathering information. First thing, do you feel safe? This is the most important one. Good fit feels first and foremost safe. You could say the thing you've never told anyone, or share the embarrassing story, that you can bring the part of yourself you've kept hidden to your therapist without bracing for their judgment. Now, safety usually takes a few sessions to develop. A good therapist has to create it and earn your trust. That's normal. But if you're 3, 4, 5 sessions in and you don't feel it yet, that's worth paying attention to. It might mean a different therapist would be a better fit, but it also might mean you're still learning to open up. Either way, it's data to pay attention to. What good fit also feels like? Well, it feels like leaving a session not necessarily comfortable, but moved or stirred, like something shifted in you, even just a little bit. A therapist who names something you hadn't quite had the words for yourself and gets it right, but whose challenges uniquely fit you and where you're at that day, those are good signs of a good fit. And it doesn't have to feel immediately comfortable. I've seen people leave a first session thinking, oh, this felt hard, this was horrible, why did I come? And they assume the therapist was wrong for them. But being seen more clearly than you're used to being seen, that feels a little uneasy. It feels a little overly vulnerable, more than you're used to, and it can be destabilizing at first. That's normal. Some people refer to this as a therapy hangover, and it's really quite common. Another term we use sometimes is productive discomfort. And when you have that with your therapist, that's usually a good sign. So finding that balance with someone where there's safety, but not this easy, comfortable, just talking to a friend type of thing, but rather working with a therapist who can walk that magic line in the middle and can safely challenge you and invite you into discomfort and walk with you through it, then that is a great sign of your therapeutic alliance. The second thing, does their approach match your problem? Most people never think to ask this, and it matters a lot more than anything else besides the relationship itself. Different therapists are trained in genuinely different ways. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, emotionally focused therapy, EFT, psychodynamic, ACT, acceptance commitment therapy. These are all vastly different things, despite all the acronyms. These are different theories about how people change, and they work differently for different problems. One of my specialties is emotionally focused therapy. It's grounded in attachment theory, because I believe most of what brings people to therapy is relational at its roots. And that shapes everything about how I work. And it makes me a better fit for some people and some problems rather than others. Ooh, did I get thrown? Okay. Also, a couples therapist isn't interchangeable with an individual therapist who's willing to see 2 people. And a trauma therapist isn't interchangeable with a general counselor or specific training needed to do trauma therapy well. So ask, when you're looking for a therapist, anywhere, especially here in West Michigan where our practice is, asking about the therapist's approach and whether it fits your situation is completely appropriate. A good therapist will welcome that question every time. The third thing, are they open to feedback? And are you two actually making progress together? Therapy is a collaborative process. It's relational, like we said. It's not something that just happens to you, which means you should feel empowered to say, I'm not sure this is working, or I don't think we're focusing on the right thing today. And then have your therapist receive that as useful information, not as an attack where they get defensive, but to be open to that, to welcome that feedback. That will make the process more collaborative and better. A good therapist checks in with you explicitly about how things are landing, and they're transparent about how they work and why. They ask more questions than they answer, especially early on, and they're willing to adjust if something just isn't quite clicking for you. Check in with yourself periodically. Is something actually shifting, not just in the room that day, but in your life, in your relationships, in your patterns? If there's things happening, if there's movement, that's really a good measure to pay attention to. A few quick red flags worth naming before we wrap up. 1, therapist who tells you exactly what's wrong with you in the first session. Red flag, not good. 2, sessions that consistently end with you feeling worse, not just uncomfortable, but actually feeling bad, with no sense of why or what to do with it. That's a big no-no. Someone who seems uncomfortable with your uncertainty and your pacing and your needs and moves the process along according to their presumptions rather than what you're needing in the moment. There's a saying in therapy that the right intervention at the wrong time is the wrong intervention, and a therapist who doesn't get that is not a good fit for you. 4, someone who has all the opinions and answers to solve your problems and fix you rather than being just simply present with you so that you can experience what's actually happening. Therapy is not problem solving. It's not opinions. You are not a problem to be solved. 5, a therapist who discourages you from questioning the process, whose approach is, I'm the expert, don't ask me. Good therapy holds up to scrutiny. One last thing in closing. If you try a therapist and it doesn't click, try again. Don't give up. Finding the right fit isn't always a one-step process, and needing more than one try isn't a sign that therapy doesn't work for you. I tell my new clients that there are like 8 billion people in the world, and I know I'm not the right fit for everyone out there. And that's okay, because therapists like me come in all shapes, all sizes, all colors, and there's likely the right fit for you out there somewhere, even if it's not me. We don't take it personally. It's okay. So please be an informed consumer of the therapy process. Take therapy for a test drive and keep looking until it clicks with the right person for you. If this was helpful, share it with someone who you think it might also help. Thanks for watching.